Nothing like finishing up a 98-degree day in Albuquerque, New Mexico with some high-level basketball. It is our regional final in the New Mexico region this evening. It's the top seed Heartfire taking on the LA Cheaters. Here from the pit, George, Jared Howell, John Jenkins, our officiating crew. Howell to throw it up, and won by Heartfire. Let's send somebody to the quarterfinals at Dayton. We've already punched 3 tickets. We'll give away a 4th tonight. And quickly, wasting no time, DeAndre
Liggins comes in, cash money from 3. Great start for Heartfire. You remember they started off 1-14 the other night versus Enchantment, who had the New Mexico Lobos team, who have obviously a high home court.
Ejection actually laid on the locker room floor on a bench. Could only find out what was going on by the cheers and then the silence of the crowd. This team sets up Justin Toyo for 3 from the top of the key and cashes in.
They're pretty big with Liggins, and now another steal.
Fairfield had his pocket picked by Liggins. Toyo, what a find to Mack under the basket for the layup, and 8 unanswered for this Heartfire lineup. To your point,
be a factor. Depth is something that they don't have either, as Sword unable to knock that one down.
Ennis to the basket. James Ennis, 11 and then 15 on Tuesday.
Averaging a double.
Casper Ware Jr. at Long Beach State.
And you know,
but Goose Eggs missed
5 and 24 at Putney. Those guys can guard people on the perimeter, although just got waxed.
Solomon with the punch down, and that's one basket.
There's no rim protection in the world that's going to stop that dunk.
Washington using the screen for 3, and picks up right where he left off.
But at the end of the night, you look at his stat line, it's like, oh my gosh.
Here's another TBT rookie. It's Liggins up top, and Putney with the 2-fisted finish. Great second chance and an air ball.
Heartfire already with 13 points. They had 13 points the entire first quarter on Tuesday.
Mack missed the 3, but Toyo there, the offensive rebound finds him. Toyo still working, second chance, and will go to the line.
And if there's going to be a buffet on the borderline, Justin Toyo.
Out there wearing number 24. Combined effort between he and GM Mike Iliano. Know him? If so, we have to get him. And they did. Ennis, a new addition to this Cheaters team, throws it away. Right into Washington, serving it up. Putney, elevator top floor, here at the pit. That's high elevation. This is basically 5 new players for LaFonso Ellis. He calls these guys his juice squad.
The juice crew, like the old 80s groups, right?
1 miss from Hall. Boatwright got the rebound. 3 and drills it.
Pretty good run there. That was a team that beat Kentucky. Kentucky and UConn probably shouldn't have been there, but they got hot late.
Backdoor bounce and Sword. Oh, not an early dagger.
Defensive end. It has not been any kind of good looks for the LA Cheaters. Just 4 points. Casper Ware Jr. with the field goal. We saw Solomon dive to the rim for 2 with that dunk off a great shot fake. They force turnovers, and there's no easy looks. All 5 guys locking their guy up and still providing help.
Ware off the rollback. Solomon is ready for the catch of the layup.
They're going to need a lot of energy and effort out of Solomon tonight. And unfortunately for him, he's going up against 3 guys.
Boatwright feeling it, and a second 3. Actually had 4 the other night. Aggressive defense from him. Ware leans in, got the foul on Hall. That's the pro's move.
Savvy, no doubt. And Hall is a pro too, because he did a great job. George forced to blow the whistle because he did hit the shooter. You got to protect the shooters. Get off to good starts and end up getting caught by the time you get to an eliminating scenario where you're still in a dogfight. And they're so long that they can recover faster than most teams.
And their depth, they're just so deep. Gary McGee, part of that depth. They tried to set him up under the basket, stolen away by Ware Jr. Taken right back, Marcus Hall, and has Boatwright streaking. Fill the lanes, Owens down Main Street, score plus the foul.
Not giving up any good looks at the defensive end.
3-point play for Larry Owens. This is the 37-year-old region, by the way. J.R. Giddens, former New Mexico alum. was 37 the other night. I don't know how old Casper Ware Jr. is, but he gets the backdoor layup. But Larry Owens, to finish the thought, also 37 years of age. Not looking like it.
And Larry has been solid this week, too, giving them solid minutes off the bench.
Catch and shoot for three for Boatwright. Give him a third.
Why not? Brian Boatwright has found the mark, and that could be detrimental to the health of the LA Cheaters.
This was not what we expected, to say the least, as Ware skates toward the basket and scores.
Well, how much of that can they do remains to be seen. Because if that happens a couple of more times, trust me, Justin Toyo and company will be coming back on the floor to protect that rim.
All the miss from three, one and done. Rebound for Ennis. Ware Jr. accelerating, and another layup.
That's what they're going to have to do. Drive the ball, especially while Toyo and Putney are out.
Boatwright, one more three to finish the quarter. And the Heartfire bench would have erupted had that gone down.
Deep and how talented this Heartfire team is. They didn't need Brian Boatwright to do anything. And now that he is, they just scored 31 points, the most in this region.
Conversely, just saw James Ennis and Cedric Bearfield. They were combined 0 for 4 for the Cheaters as Owens steps into a three and hits another.
Come on, man. I mean, wow, that's the shot you probably want to give up if you're a LA Cheater.
Solomon with the soft touch.
Need it, got it.
Can't trade twos for threes, though.
Now you have to be extremely efficient if you're the Cheaters. Don't panic, don't force shots, don't rush shots. Just be a little bit more efficient, getting to the rim, try to get yourself fouled, and if you're not, at least make the twos.
Boatwright again feeling it. Give him another from three. 4 made threes for Ryan Boatwright after not having one the first 2 games. Ennis, still ice cold, missed the three. And Osike couldn't get the follow, and the rebound for Larry Owens. Stolen back, Solomon, and the flush. With Tevin Mack, who played at Texas, and Eric Washington at Miami, Ohio. Ware Jr. off the cross, and the mid-range jumper. Ryan Boatwright has already tripled that combined total. 4 made threes for him. Washington, look at the step through, everything but the finish, but the offensive rebound, Mack, he'll go to the line.
Dancing with the stars right there.
Tevin Mack heads to the free throw line. Gets to any of TBT's regional sites at thetournament.com/tickets.
TBT started off last weekend in Rucker Park. We've had really 4 good regions this week. It's going to be exciting to have 4 more starting this weekend.
Tim Scarborough and I will be in Bayham's Army, the Cuse alumni, and Blue Collar U, the Buff.
One of those 2 teams that you mentioned should get out of that region, but you just never know. That's why we play these games. And number 2 in black, Cedric Bearfield, who has been exceptional this week, still 0 for 3 from the field and has yet to score.
Washington leaning in.
Perimeter, and when you do come, a lot of times Eric Washington will find that person, but this time he elected to shoot.
Floor has scored 8 of their 11 guys.
They're long, they're on the perimeter, and they almost block your shot and force you to change the trajectory of your shot.
Washington, the smallest guy, but everybody else at least 6'6", including Liggins, who leans in and scores.
Load, but it forced him to shoot it short because he couldn't get enough energy going in that direction. Nice steal there by Van Gerard. Now you have to score in transition.
Numbers, Ennis serving up, and Solomon says, get down.
And Solomon sending it home.
Let's see if that gets James Ennis going at this point. Washington attacks the cup and fouled. Ago during TBT.
CJ Massenberg.
LaCheaters. Fire playing for a cause as Washington and their cause out there. They gave heart-based medical equipment to countries in need, mainly in Africa. Also providing free surgeries to underprivileged countries. As Richard saw, Heartfire opening up a pretty impressive lead. About it. What makes Heartfire maybe a little different as Owens sends this one a little long?
Well, they have a killer instinct. I mean, they smelled blood in the water early, and they really took advantage.
Now don't look now, Ware Jr. from 3, and brings this back down inside 20.
Again, he's going to have to carry the load, and he has been so far. But it's just he and Solomon are literally the only 2 guys who have scored in black. They're going to need a little help from their friends, like the Beatles.
Craig Sword from the outside to match that one. 9th Heartfire 3 already.
Awful man.
But Ware gets fouled on the 3, score it +1.
Talk about him having a potential out-of-body experience. Casper Ware from downtown, and he gets fouled. This is what they're going to need, a gargantuan effort from him. He's capable of.
Marcus Hall hit with the foul. Ware Jr. not helping his cause with another missed free throw, like it got tapped to him. Ennis stepping into the triple. That would have been
big. You have to be able to guard all 5 of these guys. So why not throw a defense like that at them? But your team has to be ready to deploy it.
Hall got Bearfield up in the air, leaned in, score it +1. That's just why Solomon goes to the line. The basket now known as the slingshot.
But they need to find some stickum for the Cheaters, because they're 3 for 12 from the free throw line.
Solomon contact, and they'll say blocking foul on Owens. And guys sweating and sliding all over the floor.
It's just 95? Okay.
Land of enchantment and land of the cold compress. To played his high school ball 6 miles down the road, was part of the New Mexico alumni team, lost both his parents, one at 12, one at 14, but eventually was the state player of the year and ended up at Weber State. Here's Bearfield again, another 3, missed it, and rebound tracked down by Solomon.
That's okay. I want the young fella to keep letting it fly. Casper Ware and Solomon can't be the only 2 guys scoring. That's just not a winning formula.
Ware Jr. matched up with their best on-ball defender for Heartfire, Sword. Kick out for Ennis, missed the 3. And the rebound for Owens. 5 seconds, Hall sniping from 3 and rattles it home to put an exclamation point on a 52-point half for Team Heartfire. It's on that 0 for 15 goose egg.
Yeah, it's not like they haven't shot the ball. 15 shots, they haven't hit one of them.
What can you even say if you're Casper Ware Sr. as Mack tries this 3 and knocks it down?
You know, we talked about this the other night with Heartfire, and they started off 7 years.
Solomon with a big miss off the backboard, Putney the rebound, but threw it off Lakew's back. Washington opportunistic, the kick out, Mack, another 3! And everything going right for Heartfire.
Forward to have certain guys struggle. Like right now, number 2 with the ball, Cedric Bearfield is struggling. And the Cheaters are paying the price for it. And finally someone else gets into the act.
Richard Laku, I should say. His first field goal of the evening. His first 3 of TBT. Bearfield takes this basketball away through traffic and planted and came down awkwardly. We get a foul on Justin Toyle. Yeah, I'm looking at them right now in the picture. And you're right.
Bunch of guys in black wearing
free throws. Ware missed the jumper. Washington, another blow by, his forte, couldn't finish, but late whistle and a foul. He played in Germany this past year and already has a deal in place for next season. And Washington tapping the rebound to himself.
Great look, though, for Cedric Bearfield. Now 0 for 5, 0 for 3 from downtown. Continues to struggle.
Washington to the cup. 60 on the board for Heartfire. And 9 from NBA range. Back of the iron. Mack sniping a third 3. Yes, sir.
Come on, man. They hope to recapture some of that match. Another good region.
Here in New Mexico, Cedric Bearfield for the cup. He was there.
And it should have circled to the rim on that play. That's what Solomon was giving it to him for a layup.
Ware Jr. threw it away. Hall streaking ahead, got the layup. Here in New Mexico, Casper Ware Jr. gets the bucket and headed to the line.
Casper Ware has done his share of carrying the load. 19 points now. As you see him around just breaking down Marcus Hall, absorbing the contact and a delicate smooch off the glass for a three-point play possibility. Second look, great crossover. Casper Ware Jr. able to cap it with the free throw.
He and Solomon have pretty much been it, with the exception of Airfield and Leku, who each have a three. Sword got caught up, got it to Owens. Sword draws the contact. It's a foul on the floor. He was nicknamed growing up in the Montgomery, Alabama area, Chicken. The ball defender. I said, who? He said, that's what they call Craig Sword. I don't know what they call Ryan Boatwright, but he's contributed in a big way tonight. Give him the assist to Hall. And another three for Marcus Hall.
Man, they need to save some of this for Dayton because they're headed there at this rate.
Solomon going to get his licks in. Over the top. He'll throw it a deep two. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You can see that from here.
Suppose Heartfire does get all the way through. Heartfire Florida TNT, is that our title game matchup?
Wow, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves because both those teams, assuming Heartfire wins this one, both those teams will have to win 2 games each. And the road is not easy.
Marcus Hall just hit with a technical foul after that last jumper.
It's about the only thing that's gone wrong for Heartfire. They've gotten 2 technical fouls now. Justin Toyo tagged earlier. But I don't know what he's complaining about. I don't think he certainly wasn't fouled. Okay, so it wasn't him complaining. It was him talking trash.
Alfonso Ellis pointed to his forehead as if to say, think.
Yeah, keep your head.
Ellis in a moment.
Yeah.
Knocked down a big shot late against the Enchantment. The New Mexico alumni turned to the home crowd and said something to the effect of, I don't. Regional semifinals the other night. Came back from 16 down to beat the New Mexico alumni as Godfrey, nice use of the baseline, got the reverse layup.
Certainly for GM Mike Iliotto and assistant coach turned head coach Ron Kadich.
Yep, maybe wanting another shot. A sleepless night or two coming off of Dayton a year ago, where Kiefer Sykes knocked down a three and then proceeded to get an NBA contract with the Pacers.
Perfect example of putting yourself on display and auditioning for a job, and he got an NBA job out of TBT.
Putney long of the three, Ennis down with the rebound. I'm not going to tell you as Bearfield misses this three that we didn't think Heartfire was capable of something like this as Hall finishes this out. Just not necessarily in this matchup.
And Heartfire showed no signs of letting up.
Tried to go over the top to Putney with the lob. And I mean, it's been from the jump. It was 8-0 before anybody could blink. About 4 minutes away from Elam ending time, where all Elam endings finish up on a slingshot. Presented by our friends at Sling TV.
Alumni teams that have won, right? Notre Dame, Marquette, Ohio State, and Syracuse, all alumni teams. And then, of course, Overseas Elite won the other 4. Got to the championship game.
Golden Eagles and Travis T. 2021, the Syracuse alumni, and Carmen's Crew, the Ohio State alumni, who elected not to participate this year.
But all of these regions have been fun, and Rucker Park, in my opinion, was a huge success. Really good basketball up there.
Ennis off the catch and curl. Brings the Cheaters a little.
Good basketball player still.
Both of those guys have children that deal with the challenges of autism on a daily basis.
Ennis goes crashing The Cheaters have scored 9 points this quarter with one.
How long have you and I been doing this together?
A long time.
And here they come. Solomon on the lead count.
And
Down to 18. Timeout for LaFonso Ellis.
He's concerned about that right there. Third final. So it's going to be a lot of basketball played in Ohio. We already had games in Cincinnati at the Xavier region.
Gutter Cat Gang, Americana for Autism, Florida TNT.
And then, you know, there's still a lot of basketball to be played. The best to ever play in TBT.
We had one of his former teammates here, Jeff Ledbetter, who lost with Challenge ALS. Two of the better shooters probably in TBT history. Cedric Bearfield carving out his name among that list.
Nice Jesus piece he's got there.
And Putney late whistle.
Happy absorbing contact and getting himself to the line.
Ware Jr. and Solomon.
I just said they might have another one in a minute or two.
No, I'm letting you go. I'm letting you go. You never know. Ennis on the run out. Gets the layup. In order to basically complete the biggest comeback in Elam Ending history.
And this is what makes TBT different. Only in TBT would a team have that kind of chance to win the game. Because most of the time, you would just run the clock out. You cannot run the clock out if you're Heartfire. You need buckets.
Paul tries to get it started with the shot clock winding down. That hit the top of the support.
A guy in black had an opportunity for a slingshot at the end of this game. They just got to keep focusing, though.
Only 2 free throws in the entire fourth quarter, I should say.
Yep, no field goals yet for Heartfire. This is remarkable.
Find under the basket for Lakeu. Liggins comes up with it. Hall streaking ahead. Going to go right into Bearfield, and there's 2.
Throws.
And since then, 20-4 in favor of the Cheaters.
And this is where, to me, if I had a big enough lead, I don't really care if you score. I would leak out 2 or maybe even 3 guys. Because my target at this point is to get 6 points, 8 points to start the quarter.
Yeah, you're not worried about what your lead is.
It truly doesn't matter, the lead. It's about going to that target score.
Putney attacking the basket, lost it, but right to Washington. Nice jab for Putney. Spun it off. Toyo couldn't come up with the rebound, though.
It's similar to baseball where you concede runs because you're up by so many. The batter that would tie the game is still in the dugout. So
Solomon, the whirling dervish.
You don't worry about base runners. You worry about getting the guy out at the plate.
Liggins lost the handle. Somebody's open, though. Putney briefly, but then threw it away right to Ennis.
Wrong team.
Washington nearly picked the pocket of Ware Jr. Ennis, the flash, the 3. Lakeu with the offensive rebound. He can't buy it.
But give Casper Ware Sr. a ton of credit because it's hard to keep a group focused when they're trailing like that. But he has those guys believing they can win this game because, again, you're looking at 19 points being scored and they win it. Can they do it?
Again, couldn't finish.
They're playing like they believe.
They have to. Ware spun it off. Washington leaking out, but nobody else sees. And
good foul.
Solomon yet deciding to take foul. Only the 3rd team foul on the Cheaters.
They have one more to give.
All had the first bucket to open up Elam Ending play. Nobody home, wanted Toyo.
Owens saves their bacon there.
Washington rise, and they're 4 away. Who else would you expect during Elam Ending time? He has 11 of their last 13 Elam Ending points.
How about that?
Going back to last game. Catch and shoot for Ennis, missed the 3. Tap try, wouldn't go either. Lakeu doing a good job hustling, but couldn't get it to fall. Liggins the rebound. Washington using Toyo.
That's got to be a foul there on Solomon.
Still one more to give, though, for the Cheaters. This is it.
15 to 25 as a team, but at one point they were 1 for 7.
He and Ennis both with double-doubles tonight. Owens right to the basket, spun it off. Rebound for Ennis-Sike, but there's Washington with the hands. 4 away. Washington on the attack, lost it out of bounds. And they'll say touched last by the LA Cheaters.
He worked on ending games that has revolutionized this game.
All long on the jumper. And a CK, big body, layup, but the offensive foul.
I was watching Eric Washington on that play. I watched him sprint to the back. Aim if they do that.
I was wrong. It's 6 years of working together, I'm admitting. Liggins right to the basket, still can't get it to go, though. They're stuck on 4 away.
I'm stuck on reverse Zamboni. I may try to create that myself.
Into the lab tonight.
$1 billion idea.
Colton off the catch from Ware Jr. Long of the 3. Owens and Washington the leak out. Washington the glide. In and out.
Everything but.
Stolen away, though, by Hall on the save from Colton. One pass, Washington. And timeout.
Oh, we call it timeout.
Timeout for LaFonso Ellis. That's their last one.
Because you give up the free throw, but now you have to play defense, and you give that team. Talking about slingshots this much since David and Goliath.
Right. That worked out well for the little guy. Hall. If they could get a 3, that's their slingshot. Liggins. Washington climbing the elevator. Liggins, the slingshot. And the rebound down for Ware Jr. Still alive, Ennis. Sniping in the corner, knocks down the 3.
Door still open. They're a long way from walking through that door, but they're creeping closer.
16 away versus 3 away. Washington hits the cutting. Owens had the layup, second chance on the tap. They're 1 away. Target score set at 85. Leku. And Owens with the rebound. Washington with the ball in his hands. Just like last game. Washington on the cross. Toyo lost the basketball.
There is no margin for any error if you're the LA Cheaters. You can't foul at all.
Owens tracked down the rebound. Liggins streaking ahead, but taken away again.
They need a 16-0 run if you're in black. Here's 3.
Colton.
Here we go. Here we go, folks.
Now they need 13. Washington says goodnight. The slingshot in back-to-back games. This time to vault them to the quarterfinals in Dayton. Team Heartfire moves on and punches a 4th ticket.